Hello everyone and welcome to this review of the G-Shock G-steel GST-B100. This watch has been kindly lent to me by a good friend of mine for a couple of days so I can include it on the channel, and as far as I'm concerned is one of Casio's best watches in their current lineup. Before I elaborate on this, however, let me get the specifications out of the way. This G-Shock is a pretty big watch, as one could expect from a watch of the G-Shock family. The lug to lug distance tip to tip is 58 millimeters. The diameter is 45 millimeters. And the thickness is only 14 millimeters, making it really slender for a G-Shock. Overall, very big watch that does not wear as big as the dimensions suggest. The sub-dial layout configuration is reminiscent of a mechanical watch sporting Valjoux 7750 caliber. However, it has got none of that inside. This is a tough solar quartz Casio movement, getting its power supply from the available light that passes through the flat mineral crystal. At 12, we can see the mode selector that also functions as a day indicator. At 9, we are having one of the coolest complications ever seen on a G-Shock, and that is the turbine. The turbine rotates when the watch performs certain operations to provide you with some feedback that is performing the requested operation. Further, at 6, we have got a world time sub-dial showing the second time zone. And finally, we also have a tiny sub-dial next to the one at 6 that serves the role of a AM/PM indicator. The case back is stainless steel and pretty standard for a G-Shock. We can see water resistance up to 200 meters, other engravings such as the model number, etc. But one thing that stands out is the Bluetooth logo that can be observed on the case back. This is right, this watch is Bluetooth enabled. If I say it's a connected watch, maybe it will be an understatement. If I tell you it is a smartwatch, some people will disagree as it does not have the LCD display. Overall, you get to have many added features when you pair this watch with a mobile application on your phone. Casio does provide this mobile application, and it's possible to set the alarms from the application. The watch will also synchronize automatically from your phone, and you can set your world time from there, and you can have some other features available too. One thing that you're also getting is the handy phone finder button on your watch that will trigger the turbine in action. So this is one thing, and also will help you find your phone in the proximity around your watch. What a cool complication, actually. Certainly one of my favorite parts of this watch. Another goodie that Casio has included is their backlight that will help you see the information on the dial in darkness. This comes as an extra to the loomed hands of the watch, which I'll be showing you later on in the video. At 8, we have got the connect button, which allows you to create a connection from the watch to the mobile application. And the button has a rather nicely done outline in red color, which adds a little bit of color to this rather industrial look of the G-steel model. There is also a dedicated button to change the modes of the watch, such as timer, alarm, etc. And what would be the only thing I would change in this model is this is probably the mineral crystal. I would like to see it shipped with a sapphire. And mind you that Casio's having a limited edition model that comes with a sapphire crystal. However, it's quite a bit more expensive. And this is not to say that the mineral crystal is not suitable here. Maybe it's the more logical choice as it is capable of sustaining harder knocks in comparison to the crystal, to the sapphire crystal. So yes, there is a trade-off, and it scratches more easily, but it's a little bit more resilient than the sapphire. Overall, I'm very pleased with the way this G-Shock looks, and it sits very nicely on the wrist. Very sharp timepiece. Coming to the strap, it's pretty standard. I would say for a silicone band. This model can also be had with a stainless steel bracelet for a little bit of extra coin if you wish so. And yeah, so why do I think Marc Goldber should have got this watch instead of the G-Steel model he has got? And who is Marc Goldber, by the way? Mark is a watch guy and a dog trainer as well, who I like listening to as he has a very calming and airy voice. So he coined the term toilet hawk for the G-Steel model that you could see on the screen right now. And this is the one that he got. And he named it this way based on a distant resemblance of a Royal Oak, a chronograph Royal Oak model. So Marky, I think you should have gone to the GST-B100 model instead. It's far cooler from a perspective of a watch aficionado, and mainly because it displays the information in a much more satisfying analog way. It's also the smarter watch of the two, just as tough as the other model, and it has the turbine. Yeah, simply you cannot beat that. On the Toilet Hawk, you need to look on tiny digital displays to get information. I think this is a little bit uncool, especially when you can have this turbine with analog hands on your sub dials. I think you cannot beat that. On a serious note, both are good watches, but the GST B100 is a beast, and I think it's just the better of the two. Big up to Marc Goldber, great guy. So finally, I would like to show you a comparison between the B100 and my Hamilton for a size reference. The Hamilton khaki is already 45mm and the G-Shock is obviously larger, but trust me, it does not wear much larger than the Hamilton. At the end of this video, I'm going to include a quick reference on how it looks on my 7 3/4 inch wrist, and also a loom shot for your reference. Meanwhile, please subscribe and let me know should you have any comments or questions. I like to read all of them. So thank you, and until next time.